to write screenplays. And Justin, most every single thing is common sense. So if you get an idea, you sort of see the idea, and if someone said, okay, before you can make that idea into a film, which is what you want to do, first put it into words. And so you try to make the words say what the idea is. And it's a tricky business, but it's not that difficult.
I'm a fan of David Lynch, The Man. फिल्मों में तो मैंने बस ड्यून ही देखी है जो कि मेरे को अच्छी लगी थी इन शार्प कॉन्ट्रास्ट टू जैसे लोग कॉन्स्टेंटली ट्रैश करते हैं इस मूवी को. So my journey with his films has just begun, but I have admired him since a very long time for the passion and respect he carried for his dreams. आप लोग भी सोच रहे होंगे ना कि हम तो पाताल लोक 2 का रिव्यू देख रहे थे, ये क्या हो रहा है, Where is Lynch coming from? लेकिन यही तो होता है ना सिनेमैटिक मीडियम के अंदर कि मतलब आप एक चीज देखते हुए दूसरे चीज से कब रेजोनेट करते हो पता ही नहीं चलता. जैसे डेविड लिंच के आइडियाज के ऊपर थॉट्स आपने सुने, वैसे ही द मेकर्स ऑफ पाताल लोक हैव बीन thoroughly thriving on the risky idea this time, and I am here to tell you whether they got successful with that or not.
Some shit is going down like a toilet flush. Rap game getting cold, man, turn the geezer up. I'm coming in hot like the morning sun, cause I'm bringing in the hit like a Neil McCauley.
Hello and welcome to my review of Paatal Lok Season 2. The makers who have stunned us all with a dark, bloody and extraordinary first season have taken an absolutely another route this time. Starting with the good, I will give you more context about the show. I had never appreciated a cinematic work till date for its linear storytelling, but there's always a first time for everything. So the writers Sudip Sharma, Rahul Kanoija, Abhishek Banerjee and Tamal Sen approach the issues in a land that's more distant in our thoughts than in actual distance, Nagaland. So countless political tiffs, internal rebellions, drug issues, as well as how the common folk suffer due to these are carefully addressed throughout these 8 episodes. So I think telling the story of a complicated landscape whose politics not most of us understand well, to tell that chronologically is one of the best creative decisions taken by the team this season. Definitely makes this more accessible to people and of course easier to contemplate and wrap our heads around the facts. Secondly, this season is a masterclass in performance on screen. I'm starting with a man who shouldered this season alone, Jaideep Ahlawat. He plays a no-nonsense cop who doesn't know how to sugarcoat or doesn't have any coat for that matter. It's like Hathiram is the greatest feather in his cap. He plays this tough guy, but Ahlawat makes him look perfectly exhausted, flustered, and worried about the case. But he also plays him as someone who has the sensibility to look after everyone around him. A pregnant constable, his constantly worrying better half, an unfortunately orphaned kid, and of course the case. The writers and director have wonderfully staged these scenes, but the way Ahlawat brought them to life is utterly overwhelming. Ishwak Singh offers reliable support as an old confidant to him, and his restraint in the way he talks and functions is more than commendable. I saw Nagesh Kukunur and I was floored. Then there's Tilottama Shome, who just bewitches us with the magic that she did as the local SP, and she has absolutely mastered the Nagamese accent. Other standouts for me were Merenla Imsong and Prashant Tamang in important roles who didn't speak much but were definitely memorable in their parts. Janhu Barua as Uncle Ken is phenomenal, and so is Elsie Sekhose as the wronged and rebellious Reuben. And the writing is exceptional, anyone can tell you that, but that is because of the layers incorporated in it. The petty politics at the Thana, the hypocrisy and audacity to sideline a sensitive state and its people, the longing of a mother who only ever wants to see her husband and son happy, and of course the righteous man who is constantly walking on a rope where it's so easy to fall down to corruption. The writers did top-notch work in everything. Also, I've always been a fan of Avinash Arun's subtle style of directing. Very slow, atmospheric, but this time it was well paced too. I've named this last segment Good Samaritan, which is like inspired from the last episode from the series. Lastly, I mean to talk about the intent of the makers. The fact that the makers, and mainly Sudip Sharma and Avinash Arun, shouldered the responsibility of researching and telling a story that needed to be told in every right. They took the risk and successfully dealt with the sensitive subjects, so hats off to them for that. Also, I don't know how you're gonna take it, but the fact that this season is a polar opposite of season 1 is something I highly appreciate, and you can even watch this without watching season 1. That's about the good, and moving on to the flaws finally. Not many, but yeah. I think in the course of the first 4 episodes, which is like the half of the series, the only flaw my eyes could catch was the fact that Hathiram alone barges into a drug cartel or whatever you call that, and he just grapples 10 men in the terrace and he asks them to hide in the bathroom or something till he gets back up. And they all unanimously agree to do that without any chaos, which was absolutely hilarious to look at. And on a serious note, I mean, I don't look at it as any problem, but I think most people will. The one and only powerful and memorable character study we have got to see this season is of Hathiram Chaudhary, and Jaideep Ahlawat single-handedly carried this season. So too much pressure was on him, not just mentally but physically too, during the action sequences, and it looks like he hasn't used a body double. So in stark contrast to season 1, where there were so many interesting characters as well as setting, here only one guy had to do everything, which is well and good for me. I just don't happen to think that that would be the case for everyone. No, but genuinely, season 1 was carried by such memorable faces, yaar. Hathoda Tyagi, Sanjeev Mehra, the Chakku guy, something Sandhu his name was, then Chini. Oh my god, that was their name in the show. I just hope that it's not derogatory, but I genuinely don't remember that right now. So वही है कि इस सीजन में वैसे कैरेक्टर्स की थोड़ी कमी थी, और हाँ, उसमें स्वस्तिका चैटर्जी का क्या कमाल का रोल था. मतलब 5 साल पहले ही देखी थी मैंने भी आप सबकी तरह. एक भी बार मैंने रीवॉच नहीं करा है, फिर भी इतना कुछ याद है. सो आई गेस बहुत तगड़ा कैरेक्टराइजेशन था सीजन 1 में. So that was everything about season 2 of Paatal Lok. You can check out all my takes on cinema on Letterboxd and X at Janaya003. Here's me signing off to watch more banger films and series, and I'll be right back. Till then, you do the same as me, and thanks for watching, everyone.